Hi everyone, welcome to Unstopped Mathematical Solution. Today we are going to solve CSIR NET Mathematics December 2011 question paper. In this video we have only dealt with the linear algebra part. Next question, question 25. Let A is equal to 0, 0, 0 minus 4, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 5, 0, 0, 1, 0. Then the Jordan canonical form of A is. So we have given a 4 cross 4 matrix here. We have to find its Jordan canonical form. So first of all, we'll look into the concepts used. We know characteristic polynomial of a matrix A is got by solving the equation determinant A minus lambda I. And if characteristic polynomial delta of t is equal to t minus lambda 1 whole power n1, t minus lambda 2 whole power n2, etc. up to t minus lambda r whole power nr, then the sum of order of Jordan block of lambda I is equal to ni, and ni is the algebraic multiplicity of lambda I. An algebraic multiplicity is the number of times eigenvalues repeat itself. Minimal polynomial means the least degree monic polynomial which the matrix satisfies. Lambda is an eigenvalue of A if and only if lambda is also a root of minimal polynomial. If minimal polynomial is given by m of t is equal to t minus lambda 1 whole power m1, t minus lambda 2 whole power m2, etc. up to t minus lambda r whole power mr, then there exists at least one Jordan block of order mi, and all other Jordan block will be less than or equal to mi for each eigenvalue lambda I. So now we will move on to the question. So they have given this matrix here. So first I am finding is characteristic polynomial. So we are using the equation determinant A minus lambda I, that is we are subtracting lambda I from the matrix C. So we will get the matrix here. So find its determinant. So I am using the first row for that. So when we use that, we will get minus lambda into determinant of this plus 4 into determinant of this. So when we simplify this, you are getting lambda square into lambda square minus 5 plus 4. Again I am simplifying this. So I will get lambda power 4 minus 5 lambda square plus 4. So I am getting the product of roots as 4 and sum of roots as minus 5. So I can write it as lambda square minus 1 into lambda square minus 4. These two are in the form a square minus b square form. So I can again separate it as lambda plus 1 into lambda minus 1 into lambda plus 2 into lambda minus 2. We know if roots of characteristic equation are the eigenvalues. So we will get lambda equal to minus 1, 1, 2 and minus 2 as the eigenvalue. So we know if lambda is an eigenvalue, then lambda should be a root of minimal polynomial. Therefore, lambda plus 1 into lambda minus 1 into lambda plus 2 into lambda minus 2 is both characteristic polynomial as well as the minimal polynomial. So once we get the characteristic and minimal polynomial, we can form its Jordan canonical form. So all the powers are 1. So all the eigenvalues are block of size order 1. So every eigenvalue have order 1 block. So so here it is minus 1, actually there's a mistake. So minus 1, 1, 2, minus 2. So this is the Jordan canonical form of A. So now we'll check the correct options. So the correct option is first one. Next question, question 26. Let A be a 5 cross 4 matrix with real entries such that the space of all solutions of the linear system X transpose equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 transpose is given by set of all 1 plus 2s, 2 plus 3s, 3 plus 4s, 4 plus 5s such that S element of R, then the rank of matrix A is. So we have given a matrix here and the solution space is given by this set. Then we have to find its rank of the matrix. So first of all, we will look into the concepts used. Dimension of solution space equal to the number of columns of the matrix minus rank of the matrix. So now we will move on to the question. They have given the solution space S is equal to set of all 1 plus 2s, 2 plus 3s, 3 plus 4s, 4 plus 5s, transpose such that S element of R. So this can be split into two vectors, that is, this is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 plus S into 2, 3, 4, 5 such that S element of R. So we have here two linearly independent vectors. So dimension of S is equal to 2. So we know from this dimension of solution space is equal to number of columns minus rank of the matrix. Here A is a 5 cross 4 matrix. So number of columns is 4. So 4 minus rank is equal to 2. So when we simplify this, we are getting rank is equal to 2. So now we'll check the correct option. So the correct option is third one. Next question, question 27. Suppose the matrix A is equal to 40, minus 29, minus 11, minus 18, 30, minus 12, 2, 24, minus 50 has a certain complex number lambda not equal to 0 as an eigenvalue. Which of the following number must be an eigenvalue of A? So they have given this matrix as an eigenvalue lambda. We have to find which of the following options form another eigenvalue of A. So first of all, we look into the concepts used. We know trace is equal to sum of diagonal elements. Also, trace is equal to sum of eigenvalues. And if sum of entries in each row is k, then k is an eigenvalue of that matrix. So they have given the matrix here. I am taking trace is equal to sum of diagonal elements. So when we find that, it is equal to 40 plus 30 plus minus 50, that is equal to 20. Also when we note that sum of entries in each row is equal to 0. So we are getting 0 as an eigenvalue. Also they are given in the question that lambda is an eigenvalue. I am taking the third eigenvalue as lambda bar. So we will get lambda plus lambda bar plus 0 is equal to 20 because trace is equal to sum of eigenvalue also. So when we simplify this, we will get lambda dash is equal to 20 minus lambda. That is third eigenvalue is of the form 20 minus lambda. So now we will check the correct option. So the correct option is third one. Question 28. The determinant of the matrix is. So we have to find its determinant. So we will look into the concepts used. So if we are given a matrix of this form of order 2n, then the determinant of this matrix is equal to a square minus b square whole power n. So that is what is written here. So in this question they have given this matrix and this matrix is of order 6. So n is equal to 3 and a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2. So just substitute in that formula, you will get this is equal to 1 square minus 2 square whole power 3. So when we simplify this, you are getting the value as minus 27. So now we will check the correct option. So the correct option is third one. Question 30. For a positive integer n, let Pn denote the space of all polynomial p of x with coefficients in R such that degree of p of x is less than or equal to n, and let Bn denote the standard basis of Pn given by Bn is equal to set of all 1, x, x square, etc. up to xn. If T from P3 to P4 is a linear transformation defined by T of P of x is equal to x square P prime of x plus integral 0 to x P of T dt, and A is equal to Aij is the 5 cross 4 matrix of T with respect to the standard basis B3 and B4, then. So they have defined a linear transformation T here by this equation, and A is the matrix representation of T with respect to the basis B3 and B4. Then we have to find which of the following option is true. So now we'll check how to do this question. So they have given T from P3 to P4 by Tp of x is equal to x square P prime of x plus integral 0 to x P of T dt. Now I am writing B3. B3 means standard basis of P3 and B4 means standard basis of P4. So B3 is equal to 1x x square x cube. B4 is equal to 1x x square x cube x power 4. Now I am finding the images of B3 under this transformation and writing the image as a linear combination of the elements of B4. Once we find that, we are forming the matrix A by forming the column as the coefficients of the linear combinations. So now we'll check how to do that. So now I'm finding T of 1. So T of 1 is equal to x square p dash of 1 plus integral 0 to x 1 into dt. So p dash of 1 is 0. So constant differentiation is 0. So when we simplify this, you are getting this is equal to x. Now write this as a linear combination of elements of B4. So this is equal to 0 into 1 plus 1 into x plus 0 into x square plus 0 into x cube plus 0 into x power 4. So the coefficients are forming the first column of the matrix A. So write it as that. So 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Now we will find T of x. T of x is equal to x square into d by dx of x square plus integral 0 to x t dt. So when we simplify this, you are getting this is equal to 3x square by 2. Write it as a linear combination of B4. So this is equal to 0 into 1 plus 0 into x plus 3 by 2 into x square plus 0 into x cube plus 0 into x power 4. The coefficients of this form the second column. So 0, 0, 3 by 2, 0, 0. Similarly, find for T of x square and T of x cube and form the third and fourth row respectively. So once we form the matrix A, find the A32's value and A33. A32 means third row and second column's entry, that is 3 by 2. And A33 means third row, third column's entry, that is 0. So we got this value. Now we'll check the correct option. So the correct option is second one. Next question, question 31. Let A be a 3 cross 3 matrix with real entries such that determinant A is equal to 6 and trace of A is equal to 0. If determinant A plus I is equal to 0, then the eigenvalues of A are. So we are given the determinant and trace of the matrix. So we have to find its eigenvalue. So first of all, we'll look into the concepts used. Determinant means the product of eigenvalue and trace means sum of eigenvalues. Here I'll be showing the two options. So I'll be taking the option as an eigenvalue. If they form an eigenvalue, then product of those numbers should give the determinant, that is equal to 6, and sum of those numbers should give the trace, that is equal to 0. So now we'll show how to do this. So I'm taking the first option, -1, 2, 3. So when we take the product, it should give the determinant. So determinant is equal to here -1 into 2 into 3, that is equal to -6, and it is not equal to 6. So this option cannot happen. Now I am showing the last one, -1, -2, 3. So I am taking its product. So determinant is equal to -1 into -2 into 3. So I am getting the determinant 6. Now I am taking the sum, that is equal to trace. So trace is equal to -1 plus -2 plus 3, which is equal to 0. So these two are similar to the questions determinant and trace. So this will be the eigenvalue of A. So we'll check the correct option. So the correct option is the fourth one. You guys can check for the second and third option. Anyway, it will be like determinant or trace will be different from the question. Next question, question 32. Let n be a positive integer and let Hn be the space of all n cross n matrices. A is equal to Aij with entries in R satisfying Aij is equal to ARS whenever I plus j is equal to R plus s. IJRS is equal to 1, 2, etc. up to n. Then the dimension of Hn as a vector space over R is. So they are given Hn to be set of all matrices which satisfies this condition. Then we have to find the dimension of Hn when considered as a vector space. So now we'll show how to do this question. So I am writing a general n cross n matrix here. So they are given Aij is equal to ARS whenever I plus j is equal to R plus s. Here 2 plus 1 is equal to 1 plus 2. So these two elements are equal. Here 3 plus 1 equal to 2 plus 2 is equal to 1 plus 3. So these three elements are equal. So when we consider the elements coming like this are becoming equal. So the independent entries are A11, A12, A13, A1n minus 1, then a1n, a12, a13, etc. up to ann. So from a11 to a1n minus 1 there are n minus 1 entries, and from an1 to ann there are n entries. So the total number of independent entries is equal to n minus 1 plus n. So therefore the dimension of Hn is equal to number of independent entries, that is equal to n minus 1 plus n. So when we simplify this, you are getting 2n minus 1. So the correct option is fourth one. Question 66. Let f from Rn to Rn be the function defined by f of x is equal to x norm x square for x in Rn. Which of the following are correct? So we have given a function here. We have to check which of the option is correct. So first of all, we will look at the concepts used. If u is equal to n tuple x1, x2, etc. up to xn, then norm u square is equal to inner product u comma u is equal to x1 square plus x2 square plus etc. up to plus xn square. If f is a function defined from Rn to Rn by f of x1, x2, etc. up to xn is equal to f1 of x1, x2, etc. up to xn, f2 of x1, x2, etc. up to xn, etc. up to fn of x1, x2, etc. up to xn, then the derivative of f at point a1, a2, etc. up to an is defined by this matrix at the point a1, a2, etc. up to an. Norm u is equal to 0 if and only if u is equal to 0. Kernel t equal to 0 if and only if t is 1, 1 and invertible. So now we'll move on to the question. So they are given f of x equal to x norm x square, and x is belonging to Rn. So x is an n tuple. So we are replacing that by that. So f of x1, x2, etc. up to xn is equal to n tuple into norm of n tuple square. And we know norm of n tuple square is equal to x1 square plus x2 square plus etc. up to xn square. So we are multiplying each by this. So we'll get this is equal to n tuple of x1 into x1 square plus etc. up to xn square, comma x2 into x1 square plus etc. up to xn square, etc. up to xn into x1 square plus etc. up to xn square. So this is the f1 function, this is f2 function, this is fn function. So in general we can write fi of x1, x2, etc. up to xn is equal to xi into x1 square plus etc. up to xn square for I is equal to 1, 2, etc. up to n. So derivative of f at point x1, x2, etc. up to xn is defined by that matrix there. So we will substitute for each. So the first entry is like dou f1 by dou x1. So differentiate f1 with respect to x1. So we will get this element. Second element is like differentiate f2 with respect to xn. So we will get like this. Similarly, find every element. So we will get derivative of f as this. So now we will check option wise. So the first option is asking whether df of 0 is equal to 0. So substitute 0 in place of xi's. So we will get df of 0's is equal to 0. So this is equal to 0. So option 1 is correct. Second option is df of x equal to 0 for every x in Rn. So for any x, we are checking whether differentiative is equal to 0. So if I take x is equal to 1, 0, 0, we will substitute in df that is for x1 1, for all other elements 0. So when we substitute, we are getting this matrix, and this matrix determinant is equal to 3 and it is a non-zero number. So for all x, we are not getting df to be 0. So this option is wrong. Next option is asking whether f is 1, 1 and invertible. So for that I am checking whether kernel f contains only singleton 0. So I am taking an element x from kernel f. So this implies f of x is equal to 0. So f of x means here x into norm x square is equal to 0. So this implies x equal to 0 or norm x square equal to 0. So we know norm x equal to 0 if and only if x is equal to 0. So these two conditions imply x is equal to 0. Therefore, kernel f is equal to singleton 0, which implies f1 is 1, 1 and invertible. So now we will check the correct options. So the correct option is 1, 3 and 4. Question 67. The map L from R square to R square given by L of xy is equal to x comma minus y is. So we have defined a map here. We have to check which of the option is correct. So first of all, we'll look in the concepts used. So f from Rn to Rn is defined by f of x1, x2, etc. up to xn is equal to n tuple f1 of x1, x2, etc. up to xn, comma f2 of x1, x2, etc. up to xn, etc. up to fn of x1, x2, etc. up to xn. Then the derivative of f at the point a1, a2, etc. up to an is defined by this matrix at the point a1, a2, etc. up to an. So now we'll move on to the question. So they have given L of xy is equal to 2 tuple x comma minus y. So L1 of xy is x and L2 of xy is minus y. So now we'll find derivative of L at xy. So that is dl of xy is equal to determinant of dou L1 by dou x1 into dou L2 by dou x, dou L1 by dou y, dou L2 by dou y. So find the value and then substitute. So this is equal to matrix 1, 0, 0, minus 1. So when we find the derivative, when we find the determinant, we are getting this is equal to minus 1. So this is a finite number and it exists. Therefore, it is differentiable everywhere on R square. So we'll check the correct option. So the correct option is first one. Also note that a derivative function is also always equal to the function. So here dl of xy is equal to L for every xy in R square. So option 4 is also correct. Next question, question 70. Let J be a 3 cross 3 matrix, all of whose entries are 1, then. So we have defined a matrix here. We have to find which of the following options are true. So first of all, we look into the concepts used. For an n cross n matrix, we can define characteristic polynomial equal to lambda power n minus s1 lambda power n minus 1 plus x2 lambda power n minus 2 plus etc. up to minus 1 whole power n sn, where sk is the sum of all principal minors of order k. Note s1 is the trace of the matrix and sn is the determinant. And roots of characteristic polynomial are eigenvalues. An algebraic multiplicity of the eigenvalue is the number of times that eigenvalue repeats. And geometric multiplicity of an eigenvalue lambda is equal to order of the matrix A minus rank of A minus lambda I. Positive definite matrix means all the eigenvalues are greater than 0. Positive semi-definite means all the eigenvalues are greater than or equal to 0. A matrix is diagonalizable if and only if algebraic multiplicity is equal to geometric multiplicity for all repeated eigenvalues. So now we'll move on to the question. So J is a 3 cross 3 matrix whose all entries are 1. So we are forming that matrix here J. Now I am finding its characteristic polynomial using this concept. So this is equal to lambda cube minus trace. Trace means sum of diagonal elements. So that is equal to 3 lambda square plus lambda into sum of principal minors of order 2. So we'll get everything as 0. So plus lambda into 0 plus 0 plus 0 minus determinant. So minus 0. So when we simplify this, we are getting this is equal to lambda cube minus 3 lambda square. So now I am finding the eigenvalues. Eigenvalues are the roots of characteristic polynomial. So equate the characteristic polynomial to 0. So lambda cube minus 3 lambda square equal to 0. So you can take lambda square common here. So when we take that, so it is equal to lambda square into lambda minus 3 equal to 0. So we'll get lambda equal to 0 and lambda equal to 3. 0 is an eigenvalue with algebraic multiplicity 2 and 3 is a eigenvalue with algebraic multiplicity 1. So the eigenvalues are 0 and 3, which is greater than or equal to 0. Therefore, J is positive semi-definite. So now I am finding the geometric multiplicity of 0 to check whether J is diagonalizable. So first of all, find the matrix J minus 0i. So J, that is equal to J. So this is equal to the matrix itself. So the rank of J is 1 because we have only one independent non-zero row. So geometric multiplicity of 0 is equal to order of the matrix minus rank of the matrix, that is equal to 3 minus 1, that is equal to 2. So we got geometric multiplicity of 0 and algebraic multiplicity of 0 is equal. Therefore, J is diagonizable. So now we'll check the correct options. So the correct options are 1, 2, 3. Next question, question 71. Let omega be a complex number such that omega cube is equal to 1, but omega not equal to 1. If A is equal to 1 omega omega square 1, omega square omega 1, then which of the following are true? So we have defined a matrix A in terms of 1 omega and omega square, where these 1 omega omega square are the cube roots of unity. We have to check which of the following options are correct. So first of all, we look into the concepts used. If any row or a column of a matrix is 0, then determinant will be 0. Rank is the number of linearly independent rows or number of linearly independent columns. Determinant is non-zero if and only if the matrix is invertible. Determinant is the product of eigenvalues. Geometric multiplicity of an eigenvalue lambda is equal to order of the matrix A minus rank of A minus lambda I. That is, geometric multiplicity is the number of linearly independent eigenvectors corresponding to its eigenvalue. So now we'll move on to the question. So they are given the matrix A as this. So I am replacing C1 by C1 plus C2 plus C3. So we'll get this matrix. And we know the sum of cube root of unity is equal to 0. So first column becomes 0. So we get this matrix. So the determinant is 0 because any row or column is 0 implies determinant is 0. And here rank is equal to number of linearly independent columns, which is equal to 2. And determinant A is equal to 0 implies A is not invertible, and also it implies 0 is an eigenvalue because determinant is the product of eigenvalues. Now I am finding the geometric multiplicity of 0, which is equal to order of the matrix minus rank of the matrix, that is equal to 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. Therefore, there is only one linearly independent eigenvector corresponding to 0. So now we'll check the correct options. So the correct option is 2 and 3. Question 72. Consider the linear transformation T from R7 to R7 defined by T of x1, x2, etc. up to x7 is equal to x7, x6, etc. up to x1. Which of the following are true? So they have given a linear transformation here. We have to find which of the option is true. So now we'll look on to the concepts. Sigma is equal to sigma 1, sigma 2, etc. up to sigma k, where sigma is a disjoint. Then order of sigma is equal to LCM of order of sigma 1, order of sigma 2, etc. up to order of sigma k. Order of sigma is equal to n implies sigma power n is equal to e. So now we'll move on to the question. So they are given T of x1, x2, etc. up to x7 is equal to x7, x6, etc. up to x1. So I'm finding a basis here. This basis is formed by rearranging the elements of the standard basis of R7. And now I'm finding the images of the basis element under this transformation and writing it as a linear combination of the standard basis. So once we find that form, the first column will be the coefficient of the first element's image. So T is equal to 1 0 0 0 0 0. So we'll get like this matrix. So this is a diagonal matrix. So diagonal matrix have the diagonal elements as the eigenvalue. So determinant is equal to the product of eigenvalue, which is equal to 1. Now T of x1, x2, etc. up to x7 is equal to x7, x6, etc. up to x1. Here if we see that first element is mapped to the 7th element, second element is mapped to the 6th element, etc. up to 7th element is mapped to first element. This is of the permutation form. That is, 1 is mapped to 7, 2 is mapped to 6, 3 is mapped to 5, 4 is mapped to 4, 5 is mapped to 3, 6 is mapped to 2, 7 is mapped to 1. So I am taking this permutation as sigma. Now I am writing it as a product of disjoint cycle, that is 1 is mapped to 7, 7 is mapped to 1, first cycle closed. Then 2 is mapped to 6, 6 is mapped to 2, second cycle closed. 3 is mapped to 5, 5 is mapped to 3, third cycle closed. Now 4 is mapped to 4, that need not write here. So order of sigma is equal to least common multiple of order of first cycle, then order of second cycle, then order of third cycle. All the cycles have length 2, so order of them is 2. So this is equal to LCM of 2, 2, 2, that is equal to 2. So order of sigma equal to 2 implies sigma square is equal to E. So T is the corresponding permutation matrix. So this implies T square is equal to I. Now they have also asked the T power 7 value. So T power 7 can be written as T power 6 plus 1. This can be split as T power 6 into T, and T power 6 can be written as T square whole cube. T square is I, so I whole cube, which is I into T, so we'll get T. So T power 7 is T. So now we'll check the correct option. So the correct options are 1, 2 and 4. Next question, question 73. Consider a matrix A is equal to Aij for n cross n matrix with integer entries such that Aij is equal to 0 for I greater than j, and Aii equal to 1 for I is equal to 1 to etc. up to n. So we have defined a matrix here. We have to find which of the following is correct. So first of all, we look in the concepts used. Determinant is non-zero if and only if matrix is invertible. For n cross n matrix, characteristic polynomial is equal to lambda power n minus s1 lambda power n minus 1 plus s2 lambda power n minus 2 plus etc. up to minus 1 whole power n sn, where sk is the sum of all principal minors of order k, s1 is the trace, and sn is the determinant. Cayley-Hamilton theorem states that every square matrix satisfies its characteristic polynomial. A1 is equal to adjoint A by determinant of A, and adjoint A is equal to cofactor of A transpose. So now we'll move on to the question. So we are writing a general n by n matrix here. So they are given in the question that Aij is equal to 0 for I greater than j, and Aii equal to 1. So the diagonal elements all become 1 because it is of the form Aii. And for the elements below the diagonal elements, all the elements are 0 because for those elements I is greater than j. So when we substitute that, we'll get this matrix. So this is an upper triangular matrix, and we know that upper triangular matrix, the diagonal elements are the eigenvalues. So here the diagonal elements are 1, so eigenvalue is 1, and we know determinant is the product of eigenvalue. So that is equal to 1. So we got determinant equal to 1, that is determinant is not equal to 0, that is A inverse exists. Now I want the characteristic polynomial of this matrix, so I am reducing its order, that is for a 3 by 3 I am finding, and it is generalized for n by n. So for 3 by 3 A look like this. So characteristic polynomial is equal to x cube minus trace, that is 3x square plus sum of principal orders of 2, that is 3 into x minus determinant, that is 1. So we'll get characteristic polynomial as this. We know by Cayley-Hamilton theorem we get this a cube minus 3a square plus 3a minus I is equal to 0. So now I am taking I to this side and multiplying the whole equation by A inverse, because A inverse exists. So we'll get A inverse is equal to A square minus 3A plus 3I. So we got for a 3 by 3 matrix, A inverse is a polynomial function of A with integer coefficients. Therefore similarly for a n by n matrix, A inverse is a polynomial function of A with integer coefficients. So for 3 by 3 matrix, I am finding its inverse using this formula. So once we find that, we get A inverse is equal to this. So if A is equal to an identity matrix, we get A inverse equal to the same identity matrix. That is, A inverse is not a power of A unless A is the identity matrix. That is, if A is not an identity matrix, consider this example, then we are not getting A inverse as equal to power of A. This is not a power of A. That is what is the statement implies. So we'll check the correct options. So the correct options are 1, 3, 4. Next question, question 74. Let A, B be complex n cross n matrices. Which of the following are true? So we are given a 2 complex matrices. We have to find which of the option is correct. So first of all, we look in the concepts used. A is invertible implies A into A inverse is equal to I. AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. A is nilpotent implies A power k equal to 0 for some k in natural numbers. If P inverse AP is equal to B for some invertible matrix P, then A is similar to B. Similar matrices have same characteristic polynomial. So now we'll move on to the question. We'll check option wise. If AB and A plus B are invertible, A inverse plus B inverse is invertible. So we'll check the statement. So consider A inverse plus B inverse. This is equal to B inverse plus A inverse. Now I am multiplying the first term by A into A inverse and the second term by B inverse B. So we will get this is equal to B inverse A inverse plus B inverse B A inverse. So if we check that, the first element is B inverse for both and the last element is A inverse for both. So this is equal to B inverse into A plus B A inverse. So we got A inverse plus B inverse as a product of invertible matrices because A plus B are invertible. Therefore, A inverse plus B inverse is invertible and its inverse is got by taking the inverse of this. So, A inverse plus B inverse whole inverse equal to B inverse into A plus B into A inverse whole inverse. So, when we take inverse of this, we are using this formula. So, this is equal to A into A plus B whole inverse into B. A plus B inverse exists because A plus B is invertible. So, this option is correct. So, similarly, we will check the second option. If A, B and A plus B are invertible, then A inverse minus B inverse is invertible. Similar as above, when we solve this, we get A inverse minus B inverse is equal to B inverse into A minus B A inverse. But if we see that in the question they have not given anything about A minus B. So A inverse minus B inverse may or may not be invertible. If it was given A minus B was invertible, this is invertible. But here it is not given. So now we'll move on to the next option. If AB is nilpotent, then BA is nilpotent. So we'll check the statement. So AB is nilpotent implies AB power k is equal to 0 for some k belongs to n. AB power k equal to 0 implies AB into etc. up to AB for k times equal to 0. Now I am pre-multiplying B by B and post-multiplying by A in both sides. So we'll get B AB into AB k times into A equal to B into 0 into A. This is equal to 0 because anything multiplied with 0 is 0. So we'll get that like this. BA into etc. up to BA is equal to 0. That is, this is occurring k plus 1 times. So BA power k plus 1 equal to 0. Therefore, this equation implies BA is nilpotent. So option 3 is also correct. Now we'll check the fourth one. Characteristic polynomials of AB and BA are equal if A is invertible. We'll check the statement. So if A is invertible, then we can write A inverse into AB into A is equal to BA. So this implies AB and BA are similar because A is invertible matrix. So similar matrices have same characteristic polynomial. Therefore AB and BA have same characteristic polynomial. So option 4 is also correct. Next question, question 75. Let A be a 4 cross 4 matrix with real entries such that -1, 1, 2, -2 are its eigenvalues. If B is equal to A power 4 minus 5A square plus 5I, then which of the following are true? So they have given eigenvalues of A and the matrix B is defined by this equation. We have to check which of the following are correct. So we look into the concepts used. If lambda I are eigenvalues with algebraic multiplicity mi, then characteristic polynomial is product of I equal to 1 to n x minus lambda I whole power mi. And Cayley-Hamilton theorem states every square matrix satisfies this characteristic polynomial. Determinant is the product of eigenvalues. Trace is the sum of eigenvalues. If lambda I are eigenvalues of A and mu j are eigenvalues of B, then lambda I plus mu j are eigenvalues of A plus B if they commute. Identity matrix commute with every matrix. So now we'll move on to the question. -1, 1, 2, -2 are eigenvalues of A. So its characteristic polynomial is formed using the first concept. So this is equal to lambda plus 1 into lambda minus 1 into lambda minus 2 into lambda plus 2. So when we simplify this, we'll get this is equal to lambda power 4 minus 5 lambda square plus 4i. By Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we get a power 4 minus 5a square plus 4i is equal to 0. So from this, we get a power 4 minus 5a square is equal to minus 4i. So they have given in the question that b is equal to a power 4 minus 5a square plus 5i. So I am replacing a power 4 minus 5a square by minus 4i. So this is equal to minus 4i plus 5i. This is equal to I. So we got B is equal to I, that is identity matrix of order 4. Therefore eigenvalues of B are equal to 1 with algebraic multiplicity 4. Determinant B is equal to product of eigenvalues which is equal to 1. Since identity matrix commute with every matrix, we can say eigenvalues of A plus B are eigenvalues of A plus eigenvalues of B. So this is equal to -1 plus 1, comma 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, then -2 plus 1. That is eigenvalues of A plus B are 0, 2, 3, -1. Therefore determinant of A plus B is equal to product of these eigenvalues which is equal to 0, and trace of A plus B is equal to sum of eigenvalues. So take its sum, so this is equal to 4. Note A minus B can be written as A plus of minus B. Therefore eigenvalues of A plus minus B are eigenvalues of A minus eigenvalues of B. So this is equal to -1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, 2 minus 1, -2 minus 1. So this is equal to -2, 0, 1, -3. So trace of A minus B is the sum of these elements. So this is equal to -4. So now we'll check the correct options. So the correct options are 1, 2, 4. Next question, question 76. Let A be a 2 cross 2 non-zero matrix with entries in C such that A square equal to 0. Which of the following must be true? So we are given a matrix here which satisfies this equation. We have to find which of the option is correct. So first of all, we look in the concepts used. Any polynomial that matrix satisfies is called annihilating polynomial. And characteristic polynomial and minimal polynomial divides annihilating polynomial. Cayley-Hamilton theorem states that every square matrix satisfies this characteristic polynomial as well as minimal polynomial. The roots of characteristic polynomial are the eigenvalues. An algebraic multiplicity of an eigenvalue is the number of times eigenvalues repeat. Geometric multiplicity of an eigenvalue lambda is equal to order of the matrix A minus rank of A minus lambda I. If characteristic polynomial delta of t is equal to t minus lambda 1 whole power n1, t minus lambda 2 whole power n2, etc. up to t minus lambda r whole power nr, then the sum of the order of Jordan block of lambda I is equal to ni is equal to algebraic multiplicity of lambda I. If minimal polynomial m of t is equal to t minus lambda 1 whole power m1, t minus lambda 2 whole power m2, etc. up to t minus lambda r whole power mr, then there exists at least one Jordan block of order mi, and all other Jordan blocks have order less than or equal to mi for eigenvalue lambda I. Am is equal to gm if and only if matrix is diagonizable. Lambda is an eigenvalue, then corresponding eigenvector V satisfies AV is equal to lambda V. So now we'll move on to the question. So they are given in the question that A is a non-zero matrix which satisfies A square equal to 0. So if we replace A by X, we get a polynomial that A satisfies. So that is called an annihilating polynomial, that is x square equal to 0. And we know that characteristic polynomial always divides annihilating polynomial. So possibilities are x and x square. Suppose characteristic polynomial is equal to x, then by Cayley-Hamilton theorem A becomes 0, but this is a contradiction to A being non-zero matrix. So characteristic polynomial equal to x square, and the roots of characteristic polynomial are the eigenvalues. So eigenvalue is equal to 0 with algebraic multiplicity equal to 2. By similar hypothesis, we get minimal polynomial equal to x square. So therefore, by Jordan canonical form, A can be written as 0, 1, 0, 0. So they are asked whether PA P inverse is diagonizable. So if I take P is equal to I, we get PA P inverse equal to the matrix A itself, and A has eigenvalue 0 with algebraic multiplicity 2. So for the matrix A to be diagonizable, algebraic multiplicity and geometric multiplicity should be same. So I am checking the geometric multiplicity, that is equal to order of the matrix minus rank of the matrix, that is equal to 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. So this implies algebraic multiplicity not equal to geometric multiplicity. Therefore, A is not diagonizable. That is, PA P inverse is not diagonizable for this case. And if V is a non-zero eigenvector corresponding to 0, then AV is equal to 0 into V. That is, AV is equal to 0. So now we'll check the correct options. So the correct option is 3. Next question, question 77. Let lambda u be distinct eigenvalues of a 2 cross 2 matrix A. Then which of the following must be true? So we are given 2 distinct eigenvalues of A. We have to check which of the following options are true. First of all, we'll look into the concepts used. If lambda I are eigenvalues with algebraic multiplicity mi, then characteristic polynomial is product I is equal to 1 to n x minus lambda I whole power mi. Cayley-Hamilton theorem states that every square matrix satisfies this characteristic polynomial. X cube minus y cube can be written as x minus y into x square plus y square plus xy. If lambda I are eigenvalues of A, then lambda I whole power n are eigenvalues of A power n. And trace is the sum of eigenvalues. So now we'll move on to the question. So they are given lambda and u to be distinct eigenvalues of A. So I am taking lambda to be minus 2 and u to be 2. Then lambda square we are getting it as 4 and u square is equal to 4. That is, lambda square and mu square will be eigenvalues of A square, and both we got it as 4. Now I am writing A square matrix, that is equal to 4 0 0 4 by Jordan canonical form, and this is equal to 4 into identity matrix. And we are given lambda and u to be distinct eigenvalues of A. Therefore, characteristic polynomial is equal to x minus lambda into x minus mu. When we multiply both these terms, we are getting this is equal to x square minus lambda plus u into x plus lambda u. And by Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we get a square minus lambda plus mu into a plus lambda ui is equal to 0. From this, we get a square is equal to lambda plus mu into a minus lambda ua. So now I am multiplying this equation by a. So we'll get a cube is equal to lambda plus u into a square minus lambda ua. Now replace a square by this equation. So this is equal to lambda plus mu into a minus lambda ui minus lambda ua. So we are multiplying this term by these two terms. So we'll get this is equal to lambda plus mu whole square into a minus lambda into lambda plus mu into I minus lambda ua. Now I am opening this bracket and simplifying with this. So we'll get this is equal to lambda square a plus mu square a plus lambda ua minus lambda u into lambda plus mu I. So for these three terms we have a common, so I am taking it outside. So this is equal to lambda square plus mu square plus lambda u into a minus lambda u into lambda plus mu into I. So I am multiplying this term by lambda minus u and dividing by lambda minus u. So it doesn't change this term. So this is equal to lambda minus u divided by lambda minus u into lambda square plus mu square plus lambda u into a minus lambda u into lambda plus mu into I. So lambda minus u into lambda square plus mu square plus lambda u is lambda cube minus mu cube. So replace that. So we'll get a cube is equal to lambda cube minus mu cube by lambda minus u into a minus lambda u into lambda plus mu into I. Okay, next options. If lambda and u are distinct eigenvalues of a, then lambda per n, mu per n are eigenvalues of a per n. And trace of a per n is the sum of eigenvalues of a per n, that is equal to lambda per n plus mu per n. So now we'll check the correct options. So the correct options are 2 and 3. Next question, question 78. Let M2 of R denote the set of 2 cross 2 real matrices. Let A belongs to R2, be of trace 2 and determinant minus 3. Identifying M2 of R with R4. Consider the linear transformation T from M2 of R to M2 of R defined by T of B is equal to AB. Then which of the following are true? So we are given a 2 cross 2 matrix A here with trace 2 and determinant minus 3, and a linear transformation is defined by this. So we have to find which of the following options are true. So we look on the concepts used. Trace is the sum of eigenvalues and determinant is the product of eigenvalues. Diagonal matrix is always diagonizable. Eigenvalues of diagonal matrix is the diagonal elements. So now we'll move on to the question. So they are given trace of A is equal to 2 and determinant of A is equal to minus 3. Trace means sum of eigenvalues, determinant means product of eigenvalues. So implying lambda plus mu is equal to 2 and lambda u equal to minus 3. From this equation I am getting lambda is equal to minus 3 by mu. I am substituting that in this equation. So this implies minus 3 by mu plus mu is equal to 2. So when we simplify this equation, we are getting mu square minus 2u minus 3 equal to 0. So this is like product of root is like minus 3 and sum of root is minus 2. So when we use that, we'll get mu minus 3 into mu plus 1 equal to 0. That is mu is equal to 3 or minus 1. So when we get mu, we substitute it in this equation to get lambda. So lambda is equal to minus 3 by mu, which is equal to minus 1 or 3. Therefore, the eigenvalues of A are minus 1 and 3. So determinant is the product of eigenvalues. So determinant of A is equal to minus 3. Okay, therefore by Jordan canonical form, we write the matrix A is equal to minus 1, 0, 0, 3. You can also write it as 3, 0, 0, minus 1. Now given T of B is equal to AB, I am taking B as a general 2 cross 2 matrix. So T of A, B, C, D is equal to matrix minus 1, 0, 0, 3, A, B, C, D. Now I am multiplying these two matrices. So we will get this is equal to minus A, minus B, 3C, 3D. So T of B is got like this. So I am taking a standard basis B, which is equal to set of all these elements. Now I am finding the image of B under this transformation, and once I got the image, I am writing it as the element of R power 4. So T of 1001 is equal to minus 1000. So I am writing it as minus 1000. T of 0100 is 0 minus 100. So 0 minus 100. Similarly, find it for third and fourth column. So we got matrix representation of T. So we got T as a diagonal matrix. So diagonal matrix is always diagonizable. So T is diagonizable. And eigenvalues of T are the diagonal elements. So that is minus 1 with algebraic multiplicity 2 and 3 with algebraic multiplicity 2. So determinant of T is the product of eigenvalues. So that is equal to 9, a non-zero number. And suppose T of B is equal to A, and we know T of B is AB. So AB is equal to B, which implies A is equal to I, but it is a contradiction because we got determinant A to be minus 3. So A cannot be I. So now we will check the correct options. So the correct options are 1, 3.